Greetings, Fort to Port fans, family, and friends. The Maumee River travels from Fort Wayne, Indiana, all the way to the port city of Toledo, Ohio, and then out into Lake Erie. If you travel up and down the Maumee River, you might notice that there's many islands out there. Today on Fort to Port Histories, we're going to take a look at one of those islands. It has a lot of folklore, a lot of history, and that's what we're going to be talking about today on this episode of Fort to Port Histories.
The Maumee River connects the city of Fort Wayne, Indiana with the port city of Toledo, Ohio. Today, many people drive along the river, cross over it via bridge, and few realize how many unique islands dot the Maumee River. Some island names that might ring a bell with our viewers include Preston Island in Defiance, Gertie's Island near Florida, and Roche de Boeuf near Waterville, Ohio. Each of these islands have their own unique history and story. Today on Fort to Port Histories, we're going to be taking a look at one of these islands, Roche de Boeuf. Roche de Boeuf is a small rock island located in the Maumee River in Waterville, Ohio. Waterville was platted in 1831 by John Pray. Pray platted the first 50 lots along the west bank of the Maumee River. Prior to John Pray settling and platting Waterville, the area was dominated by early Native American Indians. Local tribes living in the area were the Maumee and Odawa, who lived in villages dotting the Maumee River. These early tribes found the Maumee River provided excellent fishing, and the islands also provided places to stop off while traveling up and down the Maumee River, and also for hunting smaller game. Roche de Boeuf was and is a unique island as it is carved out of solid limestone. The island provided a breathtaking view from the center of the river looking westward towards Missionary Island. In the mid-1700s, an early French village was built near Roche de Boeuf along with a small French cemetery. French fur traders are reported to be the ones who named the island Roche de Boeuf sometime in the 1700s. The first birth recorded in the village was James Nag's, circa 1780. The location of this early French settlement and cemetery is now the present site of the stone quarry. The French name is interpreted to mean rock of beef or buffalo rock. Another pronunciation considered is Roche de Boeuf, meaning rocky point. Though the official name, date of the naming, and meaning are all based on various historical accounts, interpretation, and not everyone agrees. Early natives used the island as a meeting place and held councils on the island. It is reported that natives met on the island prior to the Battle of Fallen Timbers in August of 1794. At the time, the island was slightly wider and longer, providing more room than what is visible today for the natives to meet. Prior to the Battle of Fallen Timbers, General Anthony Wayne built an encampment called Fort Deposit near Roche de Boeuf. The campsite was located on the high bank opposite the island, likely the present site of Heritage Village of Waterville. In 1907, a tragic event occurred when the Lima and Toledo Traction Company Bridge was constructed by the National Bridge Company of Indianapolis. The bridge itself was a revolutionary design, built of steel-reinforced concrete and filled with dirt. The bridge was so impressive, it was believed to be the longest such bridge in the world. Consisting of 12 Roman aqueduct architectural spans, the bridge linked Wood and Lucas counties and connected Toledo with southern locations. The problem? A third of the island was destroyed in the construction process, making room for one of the supporting pillars to be anchored into the bedrock. In 1972, the Interturban Bridge was placed on the National Register of Historic Places.
And there you have it, folks. A little bit of interesting information on just one of the many islands dotting the Maumee River Valley. In future episodes, we will take a look at some of the other islands out there, like Preston Island and Gertie's Island. It's important to remember that if just this little island has all that diverse history, think about all the other history waiting on islands out there to be explored in the Maumee River. This summer, make sure you get a kayak or a canoe, head out to the islands, explore them, check out the wildlife, and just remember that whether you're walking on the mainland along the banks of the Maumee in its waters or on its islands, wherever you go, you'll know there's history to be found.